Yes, I want to point out Martha says loving the Ted Lasso picture in the background, and I'm gonna see if I can hook this up.
We haven't done this.
Give you guys the
we just
close
did this
up.
at a gig the other day. We used this.
It's been a while.
This remote camera.
Here we go. Let's see. Is it
Oh yeah,
okay.
Sweet.
So obviously anyone who doesn't know Ted Lasso will not understand any of this. But of course, we've got Ted. With the Believe sign, Coach Beard, Rebecca, Keeley. Boy.
Oh, he's like our favorite, isn't he? Oh my gosh.
Jamie Tart, Sam. Then over here we've got Nate the Great, Higgins, Sharon, and one of Kim's favorites.
Football is life.
Danny.
Oh, I love Danny.
Life, so.
And, I have to say, we were talking about the different characters that he was going to choose to put on there. And maybe he could have done like 5 or 6. But then those outside characters on the edges, it's like they're beloved, right?
Not sure. Yeah, some of the other guys on the team we could have put in. The 3 guys at the bar you could have put in.
Oh my gosh.
Could have went for it. But, that leads us into tonight's studio sneak peek. So, yes, gallery night is coming. It's a few weeks away, November 17th.
Yes.
Let me see, I got it right here. Yep, November 17th, gallery night. It's basically the show, but superseded for a special edition of the show, which is gallery night, where we are going to be releasing a little short film that I'm making that tells the story of my most recent series of paintings, based on the Beatles song Here Comes the Sun. And we have some other, like that night we'll be kicking off an auction that is going to last a few days. So if you don't make it live that night, you'll have a couple days to check out what's on offer. But we did want to share a few things. So this thing is about done. There's actually a few more things I need to do with it, but I ran out of time before to the show, so I framed it up. And I've just got to do some little detail work. But yes, this is an original watercolor painting that will be for auction on gallery night. So I'm excited about that. Another thing I'm excited about, some of you have the Celebrate Everything calendar, the 2022 version. You guys know that there is a certain sea turtle on the cover of that artwork. So one of my favorite things to do with gallery night is to find cool things to put my art on that you can't get anywhere else. We don't sell them on our store. We only have one off. So, of course, original paintings fit that bill. But wait till you guys see this. This is from a company called PixArt. And basically what they do is you can give them an image and they turn it into like Lego art. So
I'm glad Scott's on tonight because you got to see this, Scott. Your mind's gonna be blown.
If you win this, you will get this entire box. Okay. And let me go back to here so we can get the whole screen. And it says, "Hello, PixArtist." And if you look here, this is the sea turtle broken down into 4 panels. This is 20 by 20. So it comes with the 4 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? All the way over. Yep. And it's got this guide. And then it's just, I couldn't believe this. It's filled with colorful packets.
It's like Ben's dream.
Bricks. So this is chocolate, peach, cornflower, rhino.
I know, right?
This is tremendous. And then what's kind of cool, then they have these... the instructions here that you'll get an idea of. I don't know how many pieces. This is like
they have different
thousands and thousands of pieces. So then they have these little guides that tell you what color goes where, and if this isn't the most rad thing
and it
ever.
It recreates that painting, which is mind blowing.
So I'm super excited about this. I have no idea what the interest will be on this, but I immediately wanted to put it together myself.
Well, Paul says, "Oh my gosh!" I know it is shocking. I don't know. this is the joke. Like, it's shocking and awesome and cool and amazing, and this technology is wonderful. Does anyone want it? I have no idea.
That is the thing. We'll see. I'll tell you right now, my son Ben is hoping no one wants it.
I know.
Because he wants to put it together.
Right up his alley.
And it was kind of a challenge because I had to pick art that didn't have words in it. Because as you could imagine, the words don't really translate to these little Lego pixels or whatever. So that seemed to be a good one. That it matched the calendar, and
so Paul does one. Okay, good to know. We don't know. We don't know how many people are super into Lego in our tribe. You would assume.
Kristen says everyone else doesn't like it. I guess I'll take it.
So here's a question for you that kind of is going to be kind of a setup for the next thing you're going to show. I've been talking with some different people who came to the Escape Adulthood Summit in August, and we were talking about one of the talks that Jason gave at the summit, and it was revealing these pieces of art that your film is about. What's the difference between what they heard at the summit and what they're going to experience at gallery night?
Well, there's something different about giving a talk in front of a live audience, being on stage and looking people in the eye. And I shared the art, the paintings, and told stories about each of the paintings. But I kind of thought that would be a little boring in video form. So what I decided to do was basically tell the story through film. And so part of it is me telling the story. But there's a lot of other images, moving, movies and details of. I tell a story about sitting on the bench overlooking Lake Michigan, the moment when I realized that Sheboygan was going to be our home, and so I have a video of that bench, and we have video of the actual backyard that was kind of inspired by one of my paintings, and there's music, and there's just. I don't know. You saw the first part of it. I'm racing to try to get it all finished. But you maybe can speak to like what your premise was, what you saw so far. So I did get
a sneak peek, which I shared in my Whimsy Wednesday post today on the Escape Adulthood League. And I have to tell you, I was like tearing up. I was like emotional because there is something powerful about kind of like that background music and kind of that. It's not like a documentary. It is more like a film where you have like visual representation of the story that you're telling. And there is something about how that sweeps you away a little bit. Not that you on stage didn't do that as well. As Kate says, Kate brought Jason in this past week, in fact, at Lambeau Field for a program. Thank you, Kate. But the concept of like kind of being swept into this, cinematography of it all. Is going to be a pretty powerful night. So just get ready. I'm excited. It's going to be definitely something to invite a friend or two to join you, if not together, or maybe virtually, just kind of text back and forth and share the experience, right?
Well, and that's the thing that we tried to do is even though these paintings tell our personal story, the stories behind them are really universal. And I think that's what you were kind of alluding to in your post today was the idea that if you are a person who has had a big dream, and to be honest, sometimes when you have a really big dream, it can feel like a really big burden because it's hard and takes a long time and it feels impossible. And sometimes, frankly, I admit this in the story, that I wished, if you remember Harry Potter and they have the spell that you could have your memory erased. There were times where I wished that I could have my memory modified and that dream just erased out of my head because it was too painful to keep going and not having achieved it. And it just felt like it was just torture. And so I think it'll really resonate with anyone who has a big dream or maybe needs to jumpstart that big dream that's been on the shelf for a while because there'll be a lot of encouragement and hopefully some inspiration.
And for those who are like, I do not have a big dream, because there's different personality types, right? I know we range in how we dream. This might just be a seed plant for a possible dream that is calling you. So it's kind of exciting no matter where you're at on your journey. Paul asks a really good question. He said, did Lucy help? Because Lucy's been really into movie editing. In this case, she hasn't been helping.
No.
She's got quite the side hustles going right now, Paul, as you know from Facebook, but also between her horse, she's got dog walking and horses and everything else. So you've been solo on this project.
Yep. And I actually have one more thing to share that I think is pretty cool. So the Ted Lasso, the turtle art is separate from the Here Comes the Sun series, which is the primary thing that I'll be introducing. So I wanted to share something from that. And one of the things I love to do is like think about what the theme of the paintings are and think about what's something different I can do with this. So because this series of paintings was very much inspired by Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, I wanted to come up with some creative musical themed gifts and auction items. And
so you recorded yourself singing?
Yeah, so that's going to be on auction is me singing Here Comes the Sun. Bidding price starts at -$20. So you can basically, if you win that means I pay you to take it. No. But what I did here is I decided to make an album, and so I have an album here that has the key image. Here Comes the Sun, and on the back it's got the other 8 paintings. And what's kind of neat about this particular album cover is if you open it up, what could this be? It actually is the Abbey Road album, the legit vinyl Abbey Road record with Here Comes the Sun, and of course every other song that they included on that. So you're basically getting a Beatles record, vinyl. Here Comes the Sun.
Kara,
it's got all of the songs, and it will be signed by me. The album cover, and the album cover turned out really
it turned out really
cool.
Neat.
The quality
is so cool that
really
this is even an option, you guys. How awesome to be in 2021 where you can create Legos of your art, you could create album covers of your art, right? Yep. It's so rad.
So this is cool. There's only one. There's only one of these, and almost all of the things that we'll have at Gallery Night, there's only one.
Martha asks a good question. Does it come with a record player? No, but
no,
we
it does
have a good
not.
recommendation if you're looking to get one, because we bought one when we moved into this house, and it has a CD player, it has a cassette tape in it, which we haven't used yet, but there's maybe a day for that.
Yep.
Old mixtapes. We do have some of our old mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fun little record player, real retro looking. So if you ever need a tip, we'll give you a tip on that.
Yeah. So I hope you will join us on November 17th. What is that, 2 weeks away? Is that right?
So is it
2 weeks from today?
Already?
So
how is it November 3rd, you guys?
Awesome.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tonight. So mark your calendars. Do not miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. But more on that next week.